Hi everyone, this is Joy with Create It with Joy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today's card is made using some Honeybee stamp products, Copic coloring, and some ink blending. I've actually been wanting to make this card for a few months now, but it was the holiday season, so I didn't have time to get to it. So I'm able to get to it now, and I was so excited. So for this first part, I did some ink blending with a stencil, and I don't know what happened to my footage. So here's a picture of the card, and I'm just going to explain what I did. I used a Honeybee stamp stencil Hexagon layering, and I just used one of the stencils from that. There's 3 that come in the package. And I laid that on a diagonal on my paper, and I used Distress Oxide inks in Squeezed Lemonade, Twisted Citron, and Cracked Pistachio. So from left to right on the card is Squeezed Lemonade, and then in the center Twisted Citron, and then Cracked Pistachio. And with the stencil on there, I just blended it till I got a nice blend and overlapped the colors slightly, so you have this really cute background. So now that that is done, I'm going to stamp up all these cute little honeybees. There's 6 of them, and this came in Honeybee Stamps Beehive stamps and die. And I wanted tons of little bees buzzing around all over this card. So I am using Neenah Classic Crest Solar White cardstock and stamping that with Simon Says Stamp Intense Black Ink. And then I'm going to be doing some Copic coloring. Now you can see that I've already colored 3 of these little bees, and I did it in a darker color and I didn't love it, so I picked some lighter yellows. So I will stamp 3 more bees and color those as well. I am using Copic markers, and I'm using Y08, 19, and YR14 for their bodies. I'm laying down the light color, going in with the dark, and then the medium, and then blending it out once more with the light color. I love that all these bees are going in different directions. I love that. So you have tons of little bees buzzing around and flying everywhere. And so that's one of my favorite things about this cute little stamp set. And I've had it for a while and just have not had time to use it. And so I'm so glad I got to now. And then for the wings, I'm adding a little bit of B0000. And I'm not coloring in the whole wings. I'm just adding it slightly to the outsides and closest to the body, just to give it a little bit of color. You could also do this with a gray or even like kind of a light turquoise or aquamarine to give some life to the wings. So now I am using their coordinating dies, and I'm going to be die cutting those out. I use the Spellbinders Platinum 6 die cut machine. I love it. It works great for me, but obviously any die cut machine would work just fine. And I finally broke down and bought some purple tape not that long ago, and it's pretty fantastic. I was always using purple tape to tape down my die cuts, but this works out pretty fabulous. So I'm going to get those all taped down and run that through my die cut machine. And then we're going to pop those out, and then we're going to lay this out on the card. And this is really a very simple card, but it's really colorful, and it's not rainbow-esque, but it kind of has that feel with the colors that I've used. Obviously, I didn't use all the rainbow colors, but that's okay. So I'm going to use my paper trimmer, and I'm trimming off 1/4 inch off each side because I did want this panel to be slightly smaller. I'm also going to be matting it with another piece of cardstock and then matting that onto the A2 size card base. So now I am taking the With You In It stamp set from Honeybee Stamps, Hi Honey Stamp, With You In It sentiment is what I meant. And I am using Simon Hurley's Triple Berry ink for that sentiment. And then the other sentiment says Life is Sweeter. And I'm stamping that with Simon Hurley's Rosy Cheeks on a separate piece of cardstock. And then I will trim that out to fit onto the card. And I'm just stamping it a few times to get a really nice, good, solid, dark image. So now that's trimmed out, and I'm going to take this one end and kind of, cut the little flag into it because I think that that would be really cute on this card. And I'm going to pop that up on foam tape so that will have dimension, and it's going to be on this angle just to give a little more interest to this card. So there's my A2 size card base, and this is Park Green cardstock from Cardstock Warehouse. It's a really beautiful green. And so I thought it went well with the cracked pistachio. And as you can see, there's a little bit of a frame there with the white card base. So now I'm taking these cute little bees, and that little bee I just glued down is my favorite because he's facing forward. And that one I popped up on foam tape, and then I pop up 3 on foam, and then the other 3 are not on foam tape. I'm also taking the little flight trails and stamping those down and then gluing down my little bees. And I'm only giving the flight trails to the ones that are popped up on foam tape. And so those are really, really cute. Now, normally when I make a card, usually in design, odd numbers are pleasing to the eye. And so as you notice here, I do have 6 bees, and I was trying to get away with 5, and it just actually did not look right. And so 6 bees worked. And I'm not sure why this worked so well, because again, normally odds visually are just much more pleasing to the eye. But this, for some reason, this card just worked out great. So I glued that down and centered that. And so now you can see we have 3 different mats on there, and it turned out great. I'm using Honeybee Stamps Dewdrops and adding a few of those around. It doesn't add any color, but you get that shine and almost like, well, dew, I guess. I mean, like it's water sitting on there. So I think that turned out really great. Using my black glaze pen, adding that to all the little eyes of the bees. And then I'm going to be using a white gel pen. And some of the bees will have little freckles. Some of them will just have some white highlights on the yellow parts of their body. That adds some detail to your image, makes those little bees really, really come to life. You could also add something like glossy accents to the wings if you wanted those to be shiny. But that card is done. Like I said, you guys, it was super simple, but really colorful, really fun. It makes me feel like spring, even though it's not spring where I live. It just was snowing like crazy. But isn't that super cute? And there's plenty of dimension and color, and it really is just a super fun card. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really appreciate all of your support. If you like what you've seen, please subscribe, thumbs up, share, and comment. I love having all of your comments. I do have some affiliate links below. It does cost you nothing, but it does continue to help me make these YouTube videos and continue crafting. So thank you so much, and I'll be back soon. Bye.